Hello everyone, welcome back to Project Fern. I'm Danny and you'll be glad to know that today we're going to be doing a video on the Astra GSi. When I did the compression test in the last video, a lot of people said I needed to put a new battery on it as it sounded like the starter was too slow. So I've got a new battery for the car. I'm also going to go back to basics in this video. I'm going to check all for sparks on all the plugs. I'm going to redo the compression test now after the advice people were giving me about taking the all the spark plugs out and also having a fresh battery on it. And I'm also going to hopefully today get on with cleaning out the injectors as well. I've got this Carb spray and I've got an Injector Cleaning Kit. Never used one before, so we'll see how we get on with that. First job this morning is to whip that battery off and get the new one on. Now that the new battery's been put on, it's all in place. I've reconnected the coil pack and I've reconnected the fuel pump relay as well. I'm going to stick one of these in each socket hole in the cam cover. Hopefully I'll still be able to see if they're flashing or not, but I'm only going to be able to try now. But I'm going to put these in and then start the car up and see how we get on. This is the first test. We're going to go for the sparks. I've put those spark plug testers or spark testers in place now. Put them in, felt a little click as they push down onto the spark plug, and then I've put the plug leads back on top, and hopefully I'll be able to see them flashing through the gap that's left now. If not, I can do them individually and just hopefully double the spark plug tester up in each one. I'm going to turn the light off now, start the car up, and hopefully we can see some flashing going on. As you can see there, all four cylinders are sparking, so there's clearly sparking each plug lead. They're working fine. They are brand new plugs that are in there as well, so it can't be a problem with the plug leads. So I'm going to leave this car running now for 5 or 10 minutes, let it get a bit hotter, and then I'm going to start with a compression test again. It's been running for about 5 or 10 minutes now. It's getting pretty warm, but this is genuinely the best it's ever run. It's still a little bit lumpy, But again, I think this is genuinely the best it's ever run. It's running all right. It's not too smoky either. This is just bizarre. But I'm going to leave it running now until it either reaches temperature or cuts out, and then I've no doubt it won't start again. But I'm going to move on next onto the compression test. But again, just leave this running until it gets hot. The car's now been running for about 15 minutes, I'd say. But as you can see, the temperature gauge isn't moving much. I don't know if that's down to a temperature sensor, but yeah, it's not moving much. I'll keep it running for a bit and see what happens, see if the fan's kicking on the car. I started playing about with the car, turning the headlamps on and putting the front fog lights on, and it cut out and it won't start again. So we've got this hot starter problem where it won't start once it gets a little bit warm. Again, a lot of people keep saying in the comment section it could be the crank sensor. If I get time today, I'm going to whip that out and see if there's any way of testing it. Now that the spark plug test is done, I'm going to whip all the plug leads back off, take the testers out. I'm going to disconnect the coil pack multi-plug. I'm going to take the fuel pump relay out as well. I don't know why I've just put the plug leads back on. I'm going to have to take them back out in a second. That's the coil pack multi-plug taken off. I've got the trusty manual out again. I'm going to be looking for between 172 and 217 psi. So I'm going to get this all hooked up now and see how we get on. Everything's set up, ready to go. This is cylinder one. Let's see how we get on. So that is showing 120 psi. So that's nowhere near where it should be. Let's move on to the next one. Cylinder 2 is 95 psi. Cylinder 3 is 100 psi. Cylinder 4 is 125 psi. I've built it all back up, spark plugs back in, leads back on, coil pack multi-plug put on, and the, what's it called, fuel pump relay. Cylinder 1 was 120 psi, cylinder 2 was 95 psi, cylinder 3 was 100 psi, cylinder 4 was 125 psi. So there's not a massive variation between the two. Says there should be about 15 maximum between each cylinder. They're quite straight across the board there again. I think they're a little bit better than last time I did it with the new battery on and all the plugs being out. It still seemed like it was cranking over a little bit slow. But yeah, I think maybe it might be just the gauge I'm using might be just a rubbish one. But anyway, I'm going to get on now and remove the injectors and start cleaning them. To get to the injectors, I need to take that air box off, and then that should reveal a little bit more. This back bolt here has got rounded off. I'm going to have to get along those mole grips in and try and free it off. I don't remember doing it last time I took this box off, but it's clearly been rounded, so I'm going to have to get that off now. We've got the injector rail out with the injectors now. Some have got a little green cap on the bottom. I've no doubt these two that are missing are still inside, which I might have to dig out. I'm going to start with injector 1 now, take them off and start cleaning them. That's the 4 injectors off. They do look old, but we'll soon find out how they spray. This kit literally just pushes on that way, positive and negative on the battery, and then we've got a cleaner inside here which you put the injector in and you hold it down on top of this. I'm going to set this up on the other side of the unit because there's a bit of fuel over here and I don't want a spark causing any issues. So let's see how we get on. This is injector 1, so I'm just going to tap the positive so you can hear it clicking. And I'm going to push down on this. It's a good start. I think that's a pretty clean injector. Give that wipe down and I'm going to do the other 3 now. Number 2 done. Number 3 done. Number 4 done. That's all 4 injectors cleaned. I think that was a pretty decent bit of kit, that, just for the time it took to actually use it. I think they're about £8 off eBay. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to buy one. These are all clean now. I wish I would have got some new seals for them, but they look all like they're in decent condition anyway. So I'm going to put these back in now and build this car back up. That's the engine all built back up now. It took me quite a while, that, you know. Never chucked injectors out of one of these before. I would have shown you me doing it, but it's pointless because it's hard to get a camera in and stuff. But yeah, it's all built back up. Going to connect the battery now. The engine's cool again, so I'm actually going to test and see if it actually starts. As you saw then, the car eventually started up. Obviously there's going to be a bit of air in the fuel system after taking the injectors out and cleaning them, but I'm going to have to leave it there for today because I've run out of time. No further on with it really. Next video is probably going to be getting the idle speed control valve out, seeing if that's fully gunked up, trying to check the crank sensor, maybe a coolant sensor, I don't know. I might even just order them 2 sensors and put them on and see if it makes any difference, because I can always send them back if not. But yeah, got plenty of jobs done there today. Not the ideal ending, but what can you do? That's it for today's video. Compression test redone, check for spark, clean the injectors out. Don't know what else I did, I can't remember, but it's still not running. Still nowhere near again it running. It did run 10 times better when I first started up at the beginning of the video, which I think is a good sign. But like I just said, next video is probably going to be crank sensor, idle speed control valve, and maybe a coolant sensor. Not too sure what you guys think about the compression test findings this time. They were a little bit better than last time, I think. But again, it might just be down to a poor gauge. Hope you've enjoyed this video. We will get this car running one day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Any comments, any tips, any advice, get it slapped in the comment section below. I'll always reply, and I'll see you in the next video.